Just as cremation is the most popular option for those who pass away in New York State right now, something called human composting is now on the horizon as well.
2 on your side's Ron Plant spoke with cemetery operators about this new trend in this 2 on your side original.
From dust to dust is the common funeral prayer phrase with eventual underground decomposition of human remains in a casket. But now add dust to dirt, as in natural organic reduction, as in human composting, which will now be legal in New York State as regulations are being drawn up. Actually now one of 6 states to do so with an environmental appeal.
There are folks who want an environmentally friendly option. You know, they see the in-ground burials as taking up green space, or cremation as something that is putting a lot of CO2 in the air, so they're looking for something as an alternative.
That alternative dates back to 2019 in the state of Washington, where large-scale facilities were built for the process. Cemeteries here in New York might consider similar costly building investments. A non-embalmed body is kept in a cold steel chamber, then covered with layers of bark, straw, alfalfa, and wood chips to assist bacterial microbes to break down the corpse. After 30 days, remaining bones are removed to be ground up and added back in, with careful monitoring and even testing to make sure no pathogens can spread.
The body is giving off gases as it's decomposing. The infrastructure that you have to put in place for those natural organic reduction facilities, you have to think about air handling, you have to think about temperature, humidity.
In other states, the resulting compost material, which might be comparable to as much as a pickup truck load of mulch, can legally be spread in a forest, or even one man's push to spread his wife's decomposed remains in his backyard for a memorial garden. But here in New York State,
under New York's law, which is much different than Washington State, disposition of those remains would happen within a cemetery.
Some cemetery operators could benefit, as currently up to 60% of people choose much lower cost cremation, and ashes in urns can be taken home, even though some still choose cemetery memorials. As for placing composted remains in cemeteries, which are forever resting places under New York state law,
some cemeteries are taking family plots and pulling up the first 1 foot of dirt and then adding that organic material into the family plot. Some cemeteries have open property with fields or forests that they're putting that organic material out into.
NBC News reports human composting in other states may cost $5,000 to $7,000 compared to $10,000 to $12,000 for a traditional burial. And composting costs could go down if it becomes more popular, which it may.
In my recent visit to Washington State, found out that there were New York residents who were currently in the natural organic reduction process in Washington State.
Checking with some other local cemetery operators, the Buffalo Catholic Cemeteries, following the lead of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, does not allow organic reduction. And the Forest Lawn Group of Cemeteries has no plans to pursue the human composting option. Now, just to distinguish, there is another burial option called natural burial, where the body can be placed in a specific grave just wrapped in a shroud without a casket. It decomposes naturally while in the ground. But in natural organic reduction, or human composting, this is above ground decomposition in a sealed chamber, and then the organic matter can be disposed of in the cemetery. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.